Welcome back to the next episode of Kena Kupas. Thank you audience. Thank you kerana masih bersama kita di dalam Kena Kupas, podcast yang korek-korek, kupas-kupas tentang dunia kreatif konten, dunia perfilman dan juga isu-isu semasa. Topik yang kita akan bawakan pada hari ini is what is life without drama? Okay, so my special guest today is Joanna Bessey.
Yay.
Welcome to the studio. How are you?
I'm good. Baik. Terima kasih. Thank you, Del. See.
Okay, alright.
Cuba.
So, siapa yang tak kenal Joanna Bessey ni? Okay, can I call you Jo?
Yes, please.
Jo,
Yeah,
Joanna.
Joe.
Jo, okay.
Jo B.
So,
No,
siapa
just
yang
kidding.
tak kenal Joanna Bessey ni? Because kalau you all ingat dulu pada tahun-tahun yang dulu tu Kopitiam. Cerita komedi bersiri selama 7 season. Inilah dia.
Yes.
Dulu comel sangat. Suara dia masih comel lagi. Tau.
Terima kasih.
Yes, kau dengar tu.
Tapi sekarang dah double size.
Alah, biasalah. Mengikut trend lah kot kan. Okay,
Ah.
dan she is an actress. Okay, she is also a trainer. Okay, trainer. You've been with Enfiniti Academy from the beginning
Yeah.
till now.
Yeah.
How long was that already?
So, masa tu is 2011. So, 2011 until today. So, it's already been 14 years. 14 tahun
years.
dah.
14
Yeah.
years. And then
Yeah.
recently, you dah buat apa tu? They call it the Enfiniti Play.
Yes.
Okay, what is it about Enfiniti Play tu?
So Enfiniti Play is a really exciting corporate training. So it's basically a really fun version of corporate training where we use active learning, immersive learning, and then kita bawa, we bring the skills that we learn from drama training for actors, but we make it relevant to soft skills for the workplace.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are basically applying the tools that you use for all the actor-actress
Yeah.
semasa di dalam Enfiniti Academy where you train kan, you coach them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yang itu untuk pelakon tau.
Yeah.
Okay. Tapi macam mana sebenarnya you apply all the tools kepada corporate? Macam I ada macam confused sikit. Macam mana how do you adapt all the tools, all the syllabus into the corporate people, the corporate world?
Faham. Actually, some corporate clients, they're like worried that, kita kena buat drama ke? Kita kena pelakon ke? Kita tak payah.
Not like that.
Not like that. But what we do is, for actors training, we need to be able to cara kita bercakap, your voice tone, your body language, your expression. So sometimes when we're in the workplace, especially if we are developing ourselves to be a leader again,
Yeah.
we need to have a certain kind of energy, a certain presence, a certain type of human connection. We need to use our creativity to come up with new solutions. So all of these are actually soft skills that in the theatre and in actors training, we develop all the time. So we have very specific training for this purpose.
Okay.
And so we just make it relevant to the workplace. So instead of having to speak very clearly on stage, you're speaking very clearly in the meeting or in the workplace.
Okay.
Or your presentation skills or your public speaking skills. So we apply those fun drama techniques to situations that are relevant for work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are also teaching them how to menjiwai watak juga ke?
Yeah.
So kalau
in a
menjiwai
sense.
watak, how is it to them?
Yeah.
Okay, kalau
yeah.
kata they are the leaders, dia menjiwai watak apa? Watak sebagai leader.
Yeah. Sebab mungkin kita tak rasa macam leader. Walaupun we have that role. Or maybe let's say I'm in sales.
Okay.
I kena buat sales.
Alright.
Okay, example. Contoh lah. And then I'm in sales, tapi I memang shy lah. My natural personality, I'm a little bit shy.
Okay.
So then people say, kalau nak buat sales, you kena be aggressive. You kena be like, a go-getter. You have to sell it, go out there. But maybe that's not natural for me. I'm a introvert, I'm a shy person.
Yes.
So in that sense, we're acting all the time as human beings. Because how I speak to my clients is not how my normal self. So how do I do that in a way that I still rasa macam genuine? I still supaya that that I have the job as a salesperson, but now I have to do something that's not natural for me. So we kind of treat that like a role, like an actor would treat a role in a story. But in this case, it's your real life role. So which kind of behaviors do you need to help you to menjalankan jadi sales yang successful, talk to the clients well, have the kind of attitude that you need to do that job well. So for that, we have a special technique where we use, we call it the Enfiniti Play Element System. So we talk about all these kind of behaviors using elements in nature. So it's kind of like an acting technique for the workplace.
But
So
does it work into the corporate world?
yeah. So we have been doing our corporate training now for 14 years.
14 years.
And our feedback is very high. So 96% of the participants, they'll rate us 8 or above out of 10.
Oh.
Very high. They'll rate it very highly because, okay, let's say I have to be a salesperson and I have to speak confidently. Memang kita dah tahu dah, we have to be confident, we have to be like this, like this, like this. In our mind, we know the theory. But dia tak keluar. You know what I'm saying?
Macam like drama
Yes,
lah.
yes. So you want to be confident, but how? How do you be confident? So actually in our training sessions, we'll share techniques how to look and sound confident, for example, and how to develop yourself. And then we also coach people in the training itself so that it feels a little bit like an acting class, but it's for workplace scenario.
Okay. So who came up with the syllabus and what are the techniques, exactly the techniques that you apply from there to the corporate world?
So, 2012, we came up with the whole syllabus and the methods and how we want to do it because everybody involved at Enfiniti is all theatre people. So it was myself, Amsalan Doi Singham, who's still one of our trainers until today. He's also a theatre director, a writer. He writes a lot for untuk iklan, untuk commercials and all that. And then, of course, Tiara Jacquelina. She's our boss. She's the founder of Enfiniti Academy.
Yes,
So, of course, she's involved juga. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
So she kind of set the direction, but Amslan and I developed the whole syllabus, particularly Amslan at that time in the beginning stages. And then I would just, over the years, we tweak it. So, for example, cara bercakap, bila you rasa stress, what do you do?
Oh.
So we share those techniques because if you think about it, actors, they have to be just perfect under high pressure, people watching you,
Yes.
live ke apa kan? And you still have to look and sound good no matter what's happening in your personal life.
Yes,
Right?
exactly, betul.
So how do they do that? So we share a lot of those techniques to people so that they also can manage the energy in their body. They can use nervousness to their advantage. They can learn how to breathe and be their more ideal self at work, even though they're feeling under pressure. Ada deadline ke apa? How do they manage that better?
Okay.
You know,
So
we share all that.
is this just good for the communications departments or is good for everyone in the organizations?
I would say everyone. We actually do a lot of team building juga.
Team building?
Kita ada buat banyak team building. So our team building is more fun. And because it's drama based, we make it relevant to communication. So what does your ideal team behavior look like? You know, how do we act it out? How do we articulate that together?
So Joe, who came up with the syllabus and what are the techniques that you need to change from the drama side, the stage play side into the corporate world?
Right.
Okay.
So about 14 years ago, it's Amsalan Doi Singham. He was also one of our, and he's still one of our trainers until today, actually. He's also a director and a writer, but he also has a lot of corporate training background juga. So, and then Tiara Jacquelina, Puan Sri Tiara Jacquelina is our boss. She's the
Okay.
founder of Enfiniti Academy again. So
yes.
he also was helping to set the direction. And then myself, Joanna. So Amslan and I particularly worked together a lot. And Amslan was really kind of detailing the type of syllabus and what type of skills are needed for the workplace. And then we're looking at, okay, what parallels from our actor and theatre training that's actually beneficial for anybody in the workplace. So like cara kita bercakap bersama-sama while we're under pressure. So how do you manage, you know, kalau you rasa ada deadline ke,
Yes.
you stress ke, kan, memang ada kan. But we still need to bawakan our best self to the workplace.
Macam
You
drama
know?
lah.
Yeah, macam
Orang tengah
drama.
tunggu kita,
Ah,
then we have to deliver to the audience.
yes,
So-
yes.
So it sounds like it only will benefit the communication departments. But what about the other departments? What about, you mentioned about sales just now.
Mhm.
Okay, but what about the others? The HR departments?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think because we are more, it is a lot of communication, which I think is most of our clients, the issues that they're facing or the challenges that they're facing, especially with, intergenerational workers,
Mhm.
can us, well, not you, you look younger than me, but, Gen X people, such as myself.
Yeah, no, me. Okay, yeah.
We will have a certain cara kita nak bercakap or what we expect out of teamwork and things like that. So sometimes there's a disconnection. So often most organizations, most of the HR people, the number one issue that I think any organization has, because we're human, is usually communication. Maybe not enough communication, or the communication is not clear. Again, so we are quite heavy on the soft skills when it comes to communication, but it could be things like your workplace attitude.
Oh.
So maybe we don't handle stress very well. Lepas tu, our attitude comes across the wrong way. All of these human issues. These are all human challenges.
Mm-mm.
And I think the lovely thing about drama-based training is it's all about how you communicate, how you express feeling, and how you feel yourself. So if I don't feel good, but I still have to buat benda ni, macam mana right? Because actors have to
Yeah.
do this every day. And they transform themselves and become that perfect character, even if they're shooting on the set, no matter what's happening in their personal life, they're still able to deliver. So we share similar techniques, like how do you manage your energy in your body? How do you manage stress? How do you breathe? How do you look and sound confident physically? So we share all of these type of acting techniques because all of them actually are relevant to any organization for it to run smoothly. And then we also do a lot of teamwork. So, if we are a good team, do we really use our creativity to the maximum? Are we aware of what our creativity is? And are we leveraging on each other as a team? So maybe mungkin I'm stuck, I don't have a solution, our company is facing this challenge, but how are we communicating with each other to come up with new solution? So that's what this type of training facilitates.
All right. Okay. So, what is the acceptance of this corporate group?
Ah.
Are they accepting these trainings, the workshops,
Yeah.
with open heart, or they kind of like shy? Because it's a little bit of drama, kan? You're
Yes,
still
yes.
teaching a little bit of drama in the syllabus, right?
Yeah.
So-
I mean, it's more like the techniques that actors use, but what you use it for is, changed for the workplace pula. Yeah.
Ada yang malu tak?
Ada, memang lah. We have every walk of life. And actually, when it comes to, as a company, in the beginning, when we first started in 2012, this corporate training, memang susah lah nak convince corporate client kan. They're like, apa ni? Ni drama ke apa? Like, apa ni? Ini relevant ke? Macam, they
Yes,
they have
yes.
all those very good questions actually, kan? And so it took us a while to figure out how to convince corporate clients, how to express why is it relevant. And I think because we're enhancing soft skills. That's what we're doing. We're making whatever your strengths are, we're making it stronger, better, clearer. And COVID actually did us a big favor.
Okay, how?
Because suddenly everyone realized, alamak, creativity is actually the most important leadership skill of the future, if not now. Because we see, like in COVID, again, a lot of businesses, they're not flexible, they cannot be creative, they cannot adapt, they cannot be agile, they cannot change quickly. They had to close, unfortunately, right? Because there's such a drastic change in our environment. So creativity-based training like ours, like Enfiniti Play, we're all about the human being, your creative mindset, how do you come up with new solutions, and then how do you communicate that with impact, right? So that actually helped us because then suddenly all the corporates were like, oh, you need creativity-based. Okay, boleh.
Whoa.
Because then they started to appreciate that skill, that
Okay.
soft skill. memang we can't teach people how to be an engineer ke apa like all that kind of training, you know. But when it comes to soft skills, I think people in the arts are really quite expert in this.
Okay. Are you is in the syllabus? Is there anything that you teach people to become? No, not teaching the people, but the organizations to deliver humanizing services. Is that also part of the
I think
things
that
you're
that
doing?
we talk about creating the in our interaction that genuine human connection. How do you, especially as leaders or managers, how do you genuinely care, have empathy? So from our point of view in our training, we feel like kalau you tak ada empathy tu kan, you tak ada imagination, you memang tak ada empathy lah. Because if for me to understand how you feel, I need to be able to see it. I kena bayangkan macam mana. I tak faham lah orang tu. But I have to be able to imagine what is it like to be them. So if that imagination and that creativity skill is not strong, like any other muscle kan. Kalau kita pergi gym, kita jadi kuat kan. So the same with this type of training, where we are strengthening our imagination, we're strengthening our ability to tap into creativity. And a nice side effect of all of this is actually it makes us feel better. We feel good. We emotionally we feel, more relaxed. So the arts memang ada benefit macam tu lah. So yeah, that's one of the side effects that's very
Very
good.
good. Okay,
Yeah.
tapi kalau macam this is good for the bosses ke ataupun untuk the staff?
I think it's a
Sebab
bit of
kadang-kadang
both.
kan ada
Yeah.
staff yang tak faham dengan bos ni. Sikit-sikit tak marah. Setiap minggu ada je benda yang silap. So macam mana tu? Jadi kita pun stres, kan?
Yeah, yeah.
Bila dah stres tu, so apa benda teknik yang boleh bos tu ambil, kita pun boleh adapt sekali. Macam tu.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
So ada ke caranya?
Cara dia macam cara bernafas. Actually, that's one of the
To the boss yang kena
yeah.
bernafas ke? Staff
both.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Because
So-
this is a simple example, an immediate example. So this is like the simplest first step lah kita buat dalam kita punya training. Bila you rasa stress tu atau you like, alamak bos ni, kenapa lah? And then you macam geram kan?
Yeah.
Kan? You like, and then you stop listening also. So then the communication also becomes a bit frozen,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Or you're not so open to new ideas ke. Mungkin bos nak tukar semua. Kita jalan macam ni. And we're like, no, tak boleh. And we're resisting. So instead of it being a team discussion or having the ability to freely communicate, often we also, kalau kita tengok bos, kita diam je kan. Actually, as Malaysians, a lot of the time, we might have some very good ideas, but tak nak cakap lah, malu lah kan.
Kalau
Malu. And then you're worried, nanti salah macam mana.
yang itu tu selalu.
Kan? So
How?
all of these trainings that we do actually help people to overcome this. And then what are ways we share different techniques of how to communicate, to develop an idea. So for example, dalam kita punya theatre, like script writing, we have improvisation techniques and ways of communicating to jalankan satu, an idea, a new idea, and turn it into something original. So we share those type of techniques and we say, okay, what if we use this for meeting?
Oh.
What if we use this? Yeah. And maybe the boss can recognize, okay, normally kalau I rasa under pressure, I rasa stress, I can keluar meletup macam volcano. Okay? So we'll use elements in nature to describe that behavior so that it becomes less judgmental. So bukan I marah aja, staff tu bodoh ke apa ke, tak ada lah. Like, it's more like we'll describe it as, okay, maybe I become, a tornado. I rasa macam I jadi, tapi actually I know I need to be a bit more calm. Maybe in that moment I will have to be clear sky. I can imagine, okay, I'll be my version of clear sky. Or I can tenang sikit. I have to be like a mountain sikit when I feel that, because maybe our natural default is to say it kasar pula ke, kan? Maybe we'll offend somebody. We'll say it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
So this is an acting technique in that sense. How do we be more ideal?
Okay, so that is all is taught in the trainings, right?
Yes.
So okay, in we call it what, workshops?
Yeah, we call it training sessions.
Training
sessions.
sessions.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So do you do staff and what do you call that, the C-suite?
C-suite, yeah.
C-suites. C-suites are for all the CEOs and above.
Yeah, so
So do you
kadang-kadang
do
we
it
have them
together?
together. It depends. For like team building activities, some organizations they like to have everybody together.
Oh, you do team building as well?
We do team building as well. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And then we make it really fun. We put like, how do you be ideal team under pressure, and then we'll simulate the pressure in the games and in the racing and those kind of things. So
Okay.
how do you talk to each other under that pressure? So the more you are more ideal, the more points you get juga.
It sounds
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
For us, ya?
Anak
Ah.
nak join tak?
Yalah kita ni.
Kita buat dekat Tiara Size Kids.
Kak Aida
Janda
sign nanti
baik.
kita semua jadi. Okay?
Ah.
Okay, then my next questions. Okay. So training or giving all these trainings for actor, actress with the corporate, okay, the corporate group. Mana yang lagi susah?
Oh.
Because when you train the actress for the dramas or that, itu dah memang makanan diorang.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
tetapi for these corporate groups, macam mana pula tu?
Actually, I think the corporate groups sometimes might be simpler. No, it depends. I think every human being, their personalities are different. So, but with the corporate groups, kadang-kadang there are those who are shy and those who may be more introvert or, like you said, a little bit more difficult or more reserved, more corporate kan. Okay, kita duduk macam ni je. So in our training sessions, we ask people, because the way cara kita human beings, cara kita our communication is actually all to do with expression and emotion. When we're looking at the true meaning of how we communicate. So, for example, Abigail, I could say to you, hi Dal, how are you? So nice to meet you, Dal. Kan? Tapi perkataan tu bagus. Hi Dal, how are you? It's so nice to meet you, Dal.
But the
Kan?
tone.
But the tone, cara, so it can be misinterpreted, right?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, so we do this at work unconsciously all the time. Kita tak perasan pun. Kita kata, I wrote my speech, my presentation semua best. Kenapa diorang tak faham? Kenapa dia macam offended? Kenapa miscommunication? Kan, macam-macam lah. Not the way the boss kata macam ni, lepas tu after it goes to many levels and on the ground tu jadi lain, tak kena, So all this type of human challenges, this is where enhancing your soft skills becomes very important. So how do you make it more impactful? How do you make sure that your body language and your tone of voice is matching your words? Kan? So kadang-kadang maybe I have to speak to my team. I'm a manager. Okay? And then maybe I feel nervous about talking in front of people. And then I'm like, okay, selamat pagi semua. Okay, hari ni kita punya target memang susah, tapi kita buat tau. Jangan bimbang. Kita boleh buat. And I'm not inspirational at all. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you believe what you're saying or not? Yes. I won't be inspired by that manager, right?
Exactly. But
So, but I say, hey guys, we can do this. We got these KPIs. The solutions are this, and I believe in all of you. The way they talk, they might inspire you. They might make you feel like, hey, my manager is confident. I think I also feel macam, okay, boleh. I'll try. You know what I mean?
Macam tu lah.
Yeah. So I think we human beings, we can take advantage. Of course, it still has to be appropriate to the workplace. Takkanlah kita macam bola sepak punya. Right? But how we communicate is actually quite emotional as human beings. And so what we're sharing is, don't be afraid of that. Be expressive. Don't be just like, oh, we're going to have a very successful year, and then our face is macam tu je kan, like very conservative. It may not. That's why the communication doesn't go through. It's not so impactful. Yeah.
Okay. So ada tak pernah any of this corporate client of yours, okay, yang betul-betul bagi sangat-sangat challenging for your team? Ada tak? Have you ever experienced any situations like that?
I think it's very few actually. There's one or two individuals yang memang, tak comfortable, tak nak join. Tapi I think in hundreds and thousands of people now over the years, I can remember like one two person je. Lepas tu kita kata kalau you're not comfortable, it's okay. You don't have to join.
Okay.
It's up to you. But actually, we call it Enfiniti Play because we invite everybody switch on your playful mindset. Your childlike mindset, childlike, not childish.
Okay.
Again, and we ajak semua macam main. It's all interactive. It's games based learning. So cara kita buat macam satu game.
Mhm.
So the learning techniques also is not yang biasa. They memang unique lah. So everyone will start being involved and buat je, and then they forgot that actually they're in a training.
Oh, you
It's
mean
very
like
interesting. Yeah.
bagi
So they all macam main je. They buat je. Yeah.
express yourself, tak kisah apa, tak perlu
Yeah.
fikir pasal stress, deadlines atau takut dengan bos ni, takut dengan tu. Semua release saja.
Release je. Because we're giving the safe space to do that. And we're saying this is the place where you can stretch and learn, and if you need to fail, this is the place to do it. Learn to connect differently, learn to communicate differently, learn to express yourself outside the box and see what happens. See how you feel. The most important thing is, do you feel comfortable being uncomfortable? Tak. That's the thing that because memang stress is never going to go away.
Yes, exactly.
The deadline's never going to go away. We have to come up with all sorts of new solutions all the time. That one memang ada, right? Our boss says, okay, you give me your presentation by this time, and he wants all the good ideas. Alamak, how do I come up with all the good ideas? So kita kasih cara macam mana nak tap into your creativity, and we use the playful mindset to help us with that. Because when your mind is playful, or when your attitude is playful, you're also taking it very seriously. It's not that you're not taking seriously, but you can macam menjalankan the creativity and be able to bayangkan, what's another way of addressing this issue, or addressing the problem, or coming up with a new idea. So we share all those type of techniques that people in the arts and in the theatre use all the time.
Is there any KPIs that has been set or towards from the corporate companies?
Oh, interesting.
What kind of KPIs that they put for you?
I think it's just like the improving the behaviors, the attitude, the connection, the human connection. Because if we can communicate better, obviously as workers, so all these KPIs are more like soft skill based, But when we communicate better and we can come up with new ideas faster and appreciate each other better, usually your bottom line pun increase tau. Yeah, because you're more productive, and then you're being productive maybe under pressure or not, but you feel happier about it. So happy workplace. You're not like, alamak, bangun pagi, alamak, kena pergi kerja lah, tak nak lah, or that feeling, right? How do you manage that? How do you improve that? So all of these things help to change that feeling and that attitude, and help us do it better, to feel excited to go to work.
Good.
You know?
But how do you actually draw the successful rates?
Okay.
Yes. So do you do follow-ups after
We
that?
we do like a feedback form for every training. We do feedback analysis report.
Do you come and visit them? Like, let's say you are training the communication groups. There are 10 of them. So do you come and follow up and see their progress, or you get the HR to do some written progress from them?
Every client is different, so it depends. But we usually will work closely with the HR to kind of monitor how's it back in the workplace. During the training itself, we also get everyone to set their own individual goals. Like, usually I behave macam ni. Actually, I want to behave macam tu.
shift.
And that shift. So we get everybody to actually write it down and commit to it.
Okay.
And then they try the techniques to help them to shift. So those kinds of things are what we can monitor. Unfortunately, sometimes we're too good though. Because a lot of our I can say that 100%.
Okay, cerita sikit. Ada instances yang mana
Because
yang
the client no longer needs us after that. I'm like,
oh.
tak ada. So the big organizations, it's good because they got so many departments. Macam Petronas ke apa kan, like all the big corporations, all the GLCs. Call me, call me. Yeah. But we will usually go or different levels because we are quite flexible ourselves, and then we feel like all of these skills are human skills.
All right. Okay.
You know,
Is this supported by the HRDC as well?
Yes,
Is
all of our
claimable?
programs.
HRDC claimable?
HRDC claimable.
Tengok tu HRDC claimable. So
Thank you
all
HRDC.
tak payah nak keluar duit tau because tabung tu dah ada. So corporate
betul.
companies, please call Joe.
Thank you, Del. Del is our new manager.
Yes, exactly. Okay. I nak tanya pula. Okay, you, ini kita lari sikit daripada the corporate world pula kan. You have done a lot of programs with children, with kids before this, right? Lepas tu, dia macam senyap sekejap. What happened? Hang on, before that, apa yang you buat tu sebenarnya dengan budak-budak ni?
Okay, so, we've done a lot actually in the last 14 years since we started. So normally we do performing arts training, menari, acting, singing, musical theatre. So everything is more based on all the skill set yang perlu untuk buat musical theatre. Sebab Tiara Jacquelina kan, we're creating a bit of an ecosystem for all our shows. So macam some of our graduates, they jadi pelakon, the main actors in Ola Bola the musical, or P. Ramlee the musical, or you know.
So you mean
in the future, if there's another Putri Gona Ledang the musical, you never know. You never know, you know.
So you train them from their small?
From young, yeah. So we used to do all the age range of children's classes.
What's the youngest age?
Last time we had the little actors class, preschool class, 3 to 6 years old was the youngest. Every Saturday last time lah. Sekarang tak ada. Jangan panggil lah
Okay. Lepas tu?
No, ada. Sekarang ni ada. Tapi not in our center.
Yang
our
kejap
training
macam
center.
like ada krik-krik sekejap untuk program budak-budak ni.
Yeah.
What happened?
Actually, masa COVID tu, all the MCOs, we continued the classes for 7 years old and above.
Okay.
But online je.
Online.
Yeah. After COVID, after all the MCOs, we no longer had all the full-time staff. So we stopped doing our classes in our center and we started doing more in the schools. So we go out to the schools.
You approach
international
schools or sekolah kebangsaan juga?
Dua-dua ada. So for sekolah kebangsaan, kita ada satu HIP program. It's called the Highly Immersive Program. It's basically to learn English, but a fun way to learn English using speech and drama. So that one we'll usually work with corporate sponsor. Kalau ada any CSR, you looking for
Lagi
CSR
sekali,
program?
Jangan lupa call. Ini baru manager baru.
Enfiniti Academy. Sila panggil Del.
Yes. Okay.
So we'll usually get a corporate sponsor to sponsor the whole program in a school.
Okay.
So every year we've been doing that as well.
So how do you approach the school? Or
we
does the
are a
school
partner
have to go
dengan
and cari you?
we are partner dengan MOE. So
Oh.
usually the Kementerian will, the officers will recommend which schools, and we will, use the sponsorship, the CSR sponsorship from a corporate organization to go and really make learning fun as an extracurricular activity for those children. Yeah. So we like to go to all the underprivileged school, sekolah yang dia memang mungkin akan fail dalam English ke, kita suka. Kita suka pergi sekolah macam tu.
Itulah best kan, giving back to the community.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
It's very fulfilling. It's really fun. Yeah.
So, do you have any upcoming program for the kids?
Oh yes. So in our center, we only do once in a while for the school holidays. So we have an upcoming
School
program.
holidays is coming.
Yes.
Apa tu?
Okay.
Nak ni, nak hantar ni.
Nak hantar. Yes. Okay, then I call you.
Okay. Okay, apa tu?
We have our musical theatre boot camp. We call it Musical 360.
Ooh.
Yes, and it's going to be from the 2nd of January to the 4th of January, just before school starts, after the new year. Yeah, so it's like 3 days of singing, acting, dancing, and then a little concert show for the parents at the end. We'll be doing musical theatre songs, probably, all the latest musicals lah, macam Wicked ke apa, and maybe some of the Enfiniti shows.
So this will be done indoor or outdoor?
Indoors, yes.
Indoors in your
in our
academy?
centre, yes.
Yeah.
Our training centre is in Kota Damansara.
Kota Damansara.
And we have 4 floors. And we have a black box theatre, a small theatre. So we'll do the showcase.
So
there
is it
at the
filled
end.
up already ke ataupun masih ada parents?
Masih ada.
Okay, tu. Okay, kepada parents yang tak tahu nak hantar anak pergi mana, daripada pergi Melaka ke apa ke semua tu, kita
PJ.
buat something yang lain. Kita pergi PJ je.
PJ
Dekat
cukup.
aja, tahu tak? So Jo ada this boot camp, is it?
Yeah.
Kan? Boot camp
Musical
for
theatre.
musical theatre untuk your kids semua. So nanti jangan lupa ambil nombor telefon daripada Okay, so sebelum itu kita nak akhiri kita punya segmen today, kita punya podcast today. Kita ada something special for you.
Wow.
Yes, kat
Oh.
mana tu? Boleh tak? Alright,
Wow.
thank you. Okay, so these are our solid merchandise, especially
Wow.
for you. Nah, tengoklah
Oh.
kat dalam.
Wow, I don't even have to go shopping.
Oh lolo.
Oh, bestnya.
Oh lolo. Masyuk sangat tu sampai tak sempat nak ada time nak pergi shopping.
Wow.
Yay.
Okay, I got a t-shirt, a podcast t-shirt.
Yes, jangan lupa
I
pakai
love
ya.
it. Okay.
Okay, and then
What's
kalau apa yang kita sebenarnya?
I got my own mug. I love it.
Yes, jangan lupa tahu nanti
Yes.
promote kita ya. Okay, so kepada audience
Nice.
semua, jangan lupa untuk subscribe, share dan komen podcast kita pada hari ini. Dan kepada siapa yang nak tahu lebih lanjut, nanti boleh pergi kepada Enfiniti Academy untuk a lot of these trainings, corporate trainings, and then musical theatre for kids, all that semua akan ada di website sana. Alright, okay, so thank you very much. Bye-bye.